They just fired me, and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job. Lost my job. The police are doing nothing. This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember, I'm the victim. And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me.
We don't care.
2 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm gonna try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. So DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why.
That girl who drives DoorDash who got fired because she recorded a guy butt naked on his couch. Yeah, DoorDash finally responded.
This is a man's world. I'm the victim. Remember?
She is not the victim. She is trying to gaslight and manipulate us. You decided to film somebody in their own home. Film that person asleep with their meat out and then post it on the internet. Was that instruction on the DoorDash order? Because all you were instructed to do was drop off the food at the front door. And now you are claiming you were SA'd. Now this is where it gets more worse. Or imagine if the roles were reversed and she was a man filming a woman in her house with her roast beef out. And what's more sadder is that her claiming SA, making it literally so much more worse for all the other real SA victims. And when you watch the original video, you can see that she is clearly going in for the most bestest angle possible. She wants to make sure that she gets everything on camera. If she just reported that to DoorDash, that would have been fine, but no, she posted it online for people to see. She literally got Bluetooth SA'd. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Just put the fries at the door. I'm curious to hear the story from the guy that DoorDashed the food and was filmed in his own house, and we need to see that Ring camera footage. Do you support the DoorDash girl, or are you normal?
Hey guys, so yep, I really lost my job. Within less than 24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it. And in the email, they said, you can respond to the previous email that you received explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email. So last night, I contacted one support agent. We sat on the phone for 25 minutes, and then she transferred me to the community response team.
Y'all had to wait until a woman broke into a man's house, recorded him nude, and lied and said he SA'd her for people to finally be like, believe all victims is dummy. Believe all victims almost represents the idealism that women don't lie. Like they're incapable of lying, like they're incapable of manipulation, like they're incapable of domestic violence, like they're incapable of pedophilia, like they're incapable of murder. We cater to a culture that pacifies women. Hence the reason why a bitch can literally... The DoorDash instructions said to leave the food on the porch. Why the f*** are you in my house? Not only are you in my house, you had to open my door, which wasn't completely open, to enter the house, which means you broke in according to the law. And now, so when you break into this house, you are in such a deep psychosis to where you think somebody harmlessly chilling on their couch, naked, knew whatever the he was doing it in the confines of a home that he paid for. Who gives a and you so self-centered and such a weirdo. Such a dedicated man hater that you think a man sitting on his couch harmed you. We have catered to the psychosis of for too long. We let who have never been through anything get on here and virtue signal for every man on the planet being terrible. And you have this type of that happens.
Hot take that I am expecting to lose followers for, and if I see my following count drop, I know that I'm correct on it. But that whole situation that happened with the DoorDasher girl who claimed she was assaulted, yeah, that's an example of modern day misandry. I don't think misandry is a real issue. I don't think misandry is an issue that I even need to tune into because it's so insignificant. It is literally like so insignificant. But in that example, misandry did become a little bit significant, and I'll tell you why. She walks up to some random dude's house, right, that she's delivering food. First of all, if she saw the door was open, out of basic respect, you shouldn't look inside somebody's home. That's up number one. Up number two was that she saw a fellow human being laying naked on their couch, asleep. Keyword, asleep, meaning unconscious, unconsenting, can't make any decisions. She saw somebody in a vulnerable state, and she took advantage of it by victimizing herself so she could have an online story for clout. She filmed a man naked in his house. Instead of humanizing him for a second and maybe thinking to herself, hey, maybe the door swung open, maybe something happened, he forgot to lock the door, whatever. She filmed him naked, unconscious in his house. Instead of being a respectful human being and shutting the door, which is what I would have done if I see somebody in such an embarrassing, vulnerable state, shut the door and give them some privacy, she decided to film it and put him on blast and make it seem as if he assaulted her. That is a little bit misandry. That's misandry. I'm sorry, guys. And at first I was like, it's cool, we can make funny haha jokes. Now it's serious because you're starting to believe you're victims in situations where you're literally the perpetrator of assault. Because filming a man naked in his own home unconscious is assault. But y'all wouldn't have y'all heard that story initially and it didn't even click in your guys' head that it was assault because it happened to a man and not a woman. I guarantee you, if it was a woman, if it was a man, if that DoorDasher was a man, and the orderer, the person who placed the order, was a woman, and a man filmed a woman naked, unconscious in her own home, it would be on the news.